brain cake pieces that dropped onto the bakery floor. Old episodes, off-the-rails episodes, and out-of-the-norm content are wrapped up and refrigerated, but are still just as delicious as ever.
But I'm not even sitting there, so. Let's put our voices on.
Our headphones, too.
Yep, put on our
Is
headphones.
important.
How's it going, everybody? You just caught us in the act of, like, coming onto the show, man. That's crazy. Don't catch us in that act. That's scary. That's a weird transition, man. Who are we on this show, man? Who are we in real lives, man? Does that plague you guys? Probably not, because most of the people listening know us already.
I hope nobody's concerned. I'm doing good.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
I cleaned my room today, like halfway.
Jordan Peterson would tell you good job for doing that, I think.
Well, he would only tell me half a good job. This thing was clean your room, not clean your room halfway.
Would he give you a halfway good job, maybe?
Yeah, he'd be like, all right, attaboy.
Yeah. Well,
He'd actually go, attaboy.
attaboy. What was that thing I was saying? He was talking about Peter Pan, and it's something he says a lot.
Sacrifice.
Speaking what? God, dude.
Speaking what? Like speaking English? What?
No.
Speaking Canadian.
No, yeah, pretty much. He basically has his own way of speaking. Like, he has some phrases that he'll
Well, it's not
repeat.
his own. It's Kermit the Frog's way of speaking.
That's true. He does sound just like Kermit the Frog.
He loves it, too. He's proud of that.
There was a YouTube video of, like, a Kermit the Frog Jordan Peterson. You can find it out there.
There's a video where he wore like a frog mask on his head too, and that got him like almost banned.
Why?
They say he was dog whistling to white supremacists. He was using the Peppy the Frog imagery.
Oh,
and he was,
oh my God, dude! It's just like, come on, you could easily piece together that he did that because he sounds just like Kermit the Frog. But
Kermit.
I feel like this is definitely a leftovers. I don't know why. This could have something to do with the time. That's another thing we do on this show. We bring up a lot of the fucking problems that we create, like weather and time and not. But you know what? You just
Time
gotta
is
work
the
with
problem.
you gotta
No,
work with your
time-
circumstance, dude. Shit.
Time is an invention of Western culture. It doesn't have any value.
I don't know if it's an invention by Western culture, but I do know that the perception of time differs widely according to people's culture. Like, I think it's in India or something. Like, their perception of time is just so laid back. Like, in America, if our bus gets delayed, we're like, oh my God, this fucking sucks. Oh my God, the bus got delayed. I'm not going to make it to work on time. But there, they would be like,
But have you ever seen?
It can be late 5 times.
But have you ever
whatever.
seen what a city looks like in India?
I think they just, they expect,
On the streets.
They expect inconvenience.
On the streets, it's just everybody driving everywhere.
Yeah.
There's no like real order to the streets.
Yeah. Yeah, dude,
And
like,
so if you couldn't blame a bus for being late in India.
yeah.
And so is that a thing like it's their culture? Is that a thing like it's the actual circumstances they find themselves in? Like if you can't be pissed off at the bus because look at the traffic. They had to stop yesterday for a cow. It just laid down in the middle of traffic.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, that does
Nobody
ultimately...
could. You know what kills me about stories like that is
What?
In India it's like nobody's allowed to tell a cow to move. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, come on,
Are you
dude.
serious?
Yeah, they're definitely they're not that sacred to them.
No,
surely
they've got to be able to tell them to move.
Yeah,
They know they
don't.
You know what
they
happened?
go completely around them every time.
You know
over
what
there.
happened?
You know
A white camera crew bought that cow out and sat it in the middle of the street and paid the people to sit there and do nothing.
that? Yeah.
Well, they filmed it for like Vice News or whatever the hell.
We'll give you guys $10 and buy you some maggot-ridden street food. And oh my God, that's so offensive to Indian people. Like, I just Like, I'm just saying that they have maggot-ridden street food. I'm sorry, India.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything because it was. Well, I was going to say it was funny, but it actually kind of hurt me a little bit.
It hurt you? Why did it hurt you?
Because I thought about it, and I tasted it.
Oh.
I tasted it.
There's no worse sickly food than street food. Street food sick is a different type of sick.
No, I love street food, but when somebody describes something to me, I really imagine it.
Ooh, yeah.
And so when you said maggot, I thought about biting a maggot. And that was a nasty feeling to me.
It's kind of like me one time when I ate some
I imagine
portobello mushrooms. I'm just saying portobello just because. But they were psychedelic. Portobello mushrooms is really weird. But, as we all know, portobello are not a scheduled substance.
Yeah, no, it's strange how 1 in every 16 trillion portobello mushrooms is psychedelic, and that you happen to find that one.
Crazy by chance experience. Perhaps it explains the weird
just
part
explains how we're all AI, and you're obviously the hero of the simulation.
Yeah. Well, I didn't feel like a hero when I imagined myself as a dog in a dirty dungeon getting scraps scraped out to me because my friend had to scrape peas into a plate that I was holding on the floor on my knees for some reason. And his house is dimly lit.
Was that D?
D, yeah, that was D.
10-4. I remember that time.
Yeah, random hero, dude.
Oh.
He got engaged. It was announced on the...
I saw that episode. Yeah, he's a father.
Yep, it's crazy, man. That's a psychedelic adventure in itself, I think.
He's not a random hero. He is my hero. He emerged out of the woods that day like a savior from God that just came with 4 locos.
Oh my God, that was
I had to meet the president.
Ago. Yeah. God.
Sam was there.
Back in the days.
I'm not going to say what Sam, whether it was a boy or a girl even, but Sam was there. Yeah. That's how strange it was.
Dude, that was back in the day where, like, we didn't even drink or smoke. Like, it was always
1 Four Loko got everyone wasted.
Yes. Wasted enough to puke. I drank, like, 2 Four Lokos and I threw my guts up.
To be fair.
And I ate pizza rolling around on the floor.
With alcohol, and I always puked with cigarettes. Like... Both of us were just like, we had certain triggers with the stuff we were doing at that time that just made us sick.
Yeah.
I remember that one time we were up on that fucking strip job, and Jimmy was up there, and that was the first time I'd ever puked in front of him, and he found his new favorite thing in the world.
Why did you puke? Because you
of a cigarette.
From a cigarette?
Yeah, I gagged on the cigarette.
Let's be honest, man. I think more people can relate to gagging from drinking too much than gagging on a cigarette. Is that because I've never met any smoker that flip off until they throw up sometimes.
You never met somebody who had breathing problems who then became a smoker.
Oh yeah. Well,
it's not breathing problems. I have allergy issues, and so I'm always congested, and I have a cough. And so now I have a smoker's cough and a cough.
Yeah. I had asthma when I was a kid.
And I have a smoker's hand, too. Yeah. It just comes up.
Yeah, he's just waving his cigarette peace out fingers around, man, right now, for all the audio listeners. Yeah, it's... I'm like
that good old Hunter S. Thompson with his fucking filter tip.
Don't you just wish you could get that destroyed again? I remember all of those.
Yeah, no, we definitely chased the dragon.
Yeah, you never reach the point you reach when you first start anything, really. Any kind of God, that just sounds like
we're doing a whole lot.
We're up to like coke. We're on meth right now. It seems like we're not, but like we are. That's how good of under control we have it, and then we're gonna upgrade afterwards.
Marijuana is a gateway drug.
Oh my God! Don't even bring that up on this show. Fuck.
It's evil.
Are you crazy? It's demonic. It is really genuinely demonic.
Jesus didn't say anything about it in the entire Bible, even though anybody knew about it, but it's still bad.
You know why? Even Jesus himself, the creator, was scared to talk about it. You know that quote from Jurassic Park where he's like, do you
Voldemort.
think God hides in heaven because he too is afraid of what he created? That's what he was talking about,
That's a great quote. That's an amazing quote.
It is a good quote. But that's what weed is, and so you need to take that message from it.
You know, there's only one gospel where Jesus asked God why he forsook him. And there's only one gospel with that in it.
What was the reason? Why did he ask God?
He said, Father, why have you forsaken me?
Yeah, why did he say that?
Because he was dying on a cross.
Why did I not know that immediately? I didn't watch Passion of the Christ.
Oh, well, thank God. I've watched it, by the way. And,
oh, God.
And it is...
I'm so sorry, Jesus.
It is actually a good movie. The devil is like the most evil thing in the entire world, and I love it. It's the most amazing...
Like what? What is he?
It's the most amazing... Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the most evil fucking shit you ever saw. Like, Mel Gibson has to be some kind of crazy person because he imagined
human?
evil.
Is he like human or
no? He's
what
the
is
devil.
He? So he's like like the super devil, like from Family Guy that rides a Harley and carries marmalade, or what?
No, he's whatever makes you uncomfortable in that scene. He's the thing that makes you very uncomfortable. He's the antithesis of uncomfort. Yeah. He's exactly uncomfort.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. Not the antithesis. That's the opposite.
That's what Jesus is.
Yeah.
Of course.
He's the ultimate comfort, like a pillow. The cool side of the pillow.
Yeah, he helps drug addicts.
Jesus is the cool side of the pillow.
That's all we care about. That he helps drug addicts. I won't say anything bad about NA or AA. They do good stuff.
Absolutely.
With Jesus. They do real good stuff.
I mean,
if you go there's going to be some Jesus. Just preparing you.
Yeah.
But if you're on super drugs, why not just get on to the best drug?
It kind of depends, though. Some of those people that host those don't necessarily... They say, like, there's a variety of different, like, things that you could find that are similar to religion.
But you still wind up finding a higher power.
That's a step, right? Find a higher power. Mm-hmm.
You have to be able to... Because you have to be able to give up all your control. You have to...
But, you can give up your control to different things, and I think, depending on which people are in your meeting, they're probably going to give a little on that. I mean, they're not going to say, well, you'll never be sober because you didn't come to terms with Jesus, specifically.
In America, if a Muslim has alcoholism, they go to AA. And in Saudi Arabia, if a Muslim has alcoholism, they throw him in jail for a couple of years.
Yeah.
So I think we have the overall better response to that.
Yeah. Well,
Actually, it's one of the 5 pillars. They might beat him or something.
What?
It's one of the 5 pillars of Islam.
For being...
You can't drink alcohol if you're a Muslim.
Oh my God. Are you spreading propaganda by saying that they could get beat for that? Or is that, like, genuinely possible?
In Saudi Arabia, they throw people off of rooftops. They behead witches.
Yeah, they do.
So, no, it's not exaggeratory or anything like that. I'm not spreading propaganda.
That's insane, though, that it sounds
one of the 5
ridiculous.
Pillars of Islam. That means the most, you know how in Christianity we have the 10 Commandments? Well, they also have those, but they have the 5 pillars of Islam, which are the thing that you have to uphold in order to be a good Muslim. And so, one of those is that you can't have alcohol.
Yeah. It's like how we were talking about earlier with religious freedom in America. The reason America, even though it seems like it's a Christian nation, because that does seem to be
it's been portrayed as that for a long time.
Yeah. But like when it gets down to the nitty-gritty of it, really we're separated by a lot of other countries in the world because of our like separation of church and state. And it's not you can't mandate law based on religion here, and I mean that's that can easily lead that. I understand why people get worried that they feel like their religion is not, the nation's religion. They feel like that's upsetting to them because they feel that their rights are being obstructed. But the thing is, if we allowed religion to be our rule of law directly, then that would open up any religion.
Well, that's what Saudi Arabia
to having
does.
that power.
No, that's what Saudi Arabia does, is they
Yeah.
let their religion rule their law.
Yes.
And they follow it to a T. They do what their religion tells them to do.
It's really...
And if we did that in America, it would be catastrophic too, because then when the fundamentalists get in control of the government, then all of a sudden you wind up having death penalties for crimes that are not even considered crimes by some people.
Could be the Westboro Baptist Church taking power,
it
man.
very well could be.
That shit is crazy, man.
He's dead. Fred Phelps is dead.
Yeah.
Thank God.
That's one of the few people I just feel like I could spit on, like his corpse.
You can. He's dead in a graveyard somewhere. You can go piss on his grave.
And most people in America, Christian
They probably
or not,
have armed guards fucking stationed, sitting there waiting for somebody to come up.
Oh God, I don't know. But I feel like whether you're Christian or not, everybody can agree those people are trash. They picket soldiers' funerals and say like,
well, no, I mean obviously they appeal to somebody, but I mean I
God
think
hates fags signs, and soldiers are dying in America because we're letting the gays marry. You know, it's pretty intense stuff, and I think if you are of that religion, you're gonna be like.
So imagine
I'm not that way. You know, I don't want that being my representation.
Imagine that like 20% of all evangelicals, so in America, imagine 20% of all evangelicals are not that extreme, but pretty extreme. Mm-hmm. And now take into account that 80% of Americans are Christian, and that 40% of Christians are evangelicals, and all of a sudden you have not a huge minority, but a pretty sizable little group in the country that has a little bit of influence. Mm-hmm. You know.
What is evangelical?
Like
exactly?
We need to spread the word of God because the end is coming.
Okay, and that's the 40%.
Yeah, that's the 40% of Christians,
okay.
And that's 80% of the population are Christian.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, most people in general, regardless of the religion, they don't spread their message that extreme. You know, mm-hmm. A majority of Muslim people, I don't even feel, are going to express.
Well, exactly. It's just Salafists.
Yeah.
It's people who think that you have to push Sharia law on to everybody all over the entire world, and it's like
they dedicate
maybe
their lives to
12% of the Sunni Muslims in a certain area of the country. Mm-hmm. Not in a certain area of the country, in a certain area of the planet. You know, it's not a big group of people. It's just that they're very extreme and they're willing to do what they're willing to do.
Yeah, and you know, in today's age, I guess maybe yellow journalism or something started all the, putting attention on people that aren't necessarily a majority, but that are loud. You know, paying attention to the loud things is what makes good journalism, I think.
That is, yeah, definitely 100%. And that's, mainstream media is ascribing to this shit now. I mean, it's like you can't get people to report anything that's real. You have to go to so many different horses to find the fucking source of the water. You know?
Yeah. You gotta go ask horses, like, hey,
well, they've been
where y'all drinking around
Well, dude,
here,
the other saying is that you can lead a horse to water, so obviously they've been led to the water so many times, and so I'm just asking the people who know where the source of water is.
Oh, okay.
You know, they're super qualified to tell me, man. They know.
Horses know where the water is.
Horses never forget either, isn't that a saying? Oh no, that's elephants.
Why do I feel like you knew that was elephants before you even said that?
Because I'm a cheesy comedian like Jimmy Dore. It's like when he was on Joe Rogan and he was just trying to set up jokes for himself the entire time.
Yeah. I feel like it broke his heart whenever Joe Rogan said that Kyle Kalinske was his favorite political speaker on the internet. And because fucking he brought it up on that show.
No, because I think Joe directed it in the way that he should. actually, and said that Jimmy Dore is more of a comedian than a political commentator.
Exactly. I 100%, and I felt that. Yeah.
And I don't think Jimmy was off put by that, because Kyle Kalinske is more of a political commentator. That's what his job is. And Jimmy Dore is more of a comedian.
Jimmy Dore would rather be called more of a comedian.
Dude, Jimmy Dore does sketches on his channel.
Yeah.
Like he has people. He has like he'll have like a cartoon of somebody, and they'll be taking a phone call, and it's like a sketch.
Yeah. Political comedy is
it's an interesting thing. I always love political commentary and comedy in general.
I think
or political comedy and comedy in general.
The one that I think of when I think of political comedy, and I think maybe people from our generation would resonate with, is a guy that was on Comedy Central. What was his name? I think he was on Joe Rogan recently, actually.
Jon Stewart.
Jon Stewart, yeah, The Daily Show with Jon Stewart. Yeah.
I thought you were memeing about Stephen Colbert.
No.
His name was plastered all over everywhere. I'm surprised if anybody don't know who he is.
What do you mean?
Dude, whenever he was on Comedy Central, his name was all over shit. Ben & Jerry's had a fucking ice cream flavor of his.
Yeah. They also have a Ben & Jerry's ice cream flavor of...
Willie Nelson
Jimmy
and Elton
Fallon,
John
I think.
and Jimmy Fallon, who's the host of the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
And it was his Tonight Show. It was cookie dough flavored. It was good. Yeah. It was a good ice cream.
I like Ben & Jerry's.
I didn't like Willie Nelson's flavor because I didn't like the peaches being so cold they hurt my teeth. I have sensitive teeth.
God damn it. You just...
I love peach cobbler, though.
That's so sad. I love peach ice cream. We went to
Georgia. I imagine that in California, Willie Nelson has his own strain of weed-flavored Willie Nelson ice cream, and it's better. That's how I justify it to myself.
Or just Willie Nelson in his house in California makes you a bowl of vanilla ice cream
Texas,
from the
but
carton.
I'm saying because of the legal weed.
Well, whatever.
And it's right over.
Okay, well, Willie Nelson at his home in Texas gets you a fucking scoop of vanilla ice cream and puts it out in a cone in your house.
Well, I'm sorry, man.
Okay, well, that's what I meant, and that's what I meant.
Jesus will forgive me.
Shit. I hit the mic. Everybody heard that.
Everybody loved that.
I blew it, man. I fucking blew it, dude.
That sounded alright, man. That sounded like the Undertaker's church bell.
No, it didn't. Headphone users, R.I.P., man. Fuck.
Dude.
I'm a waste of life. Gunner. Gunboi. Are you Gunner or are you going to Gunboi? I'm still contemplating from the beginning of the show. I don't know who I am. I'm tired of this wall. This fourth wall, Gunner. Gunboi. Fuck.
God damn it, Keegan. We're gonna buy guns together, okay?
Fine.
We're gonna get good at target practice. We're gonna start hunting squirrels.
Okay, I'm glad it went there. We will shoot a lot of squirrels, and we'll eat them together on hot dog buns. That's a thing here in the South. Y'all didn't know it? Squirrel hot dogs, dude. They're great. Grandma made them, you know. She actually makes squirrel hot dogs and then blends all that into chicken and dumplings.
My granny called them squirrel dogs.
Squirrel dogs, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Squirrel dog.
You ever wonder what a wiener dog is, where that originated?
That's because you eat the wiener dog.
You eat the dogs here in the South.
You know what? There are places in the world where it's okay to eat dogs, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Dude, that is so fucking mentally conflicting, isn't it? Because on one hand...
It's not really mentally conflicting, but I have to pretend that it is.
Yeah. Because where we are, we love dogs. I love dogs to fucking death. I have two dogs.
There's nowhere in the world where it is normal to have a pet chicken.
Yeah.
Except maybe America, because we have freedom of religion or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's nowhere in the world where it's normal to have a pet chicken that you just love so dearly that no one could ever kill, and the entire culture has pet chickens, and nobody can kill their pet chickens. Everywhere on the planet has pet dogs, and it's not okay to kill the pet dogs.
Wait, even countries where they eat dogs, they have pet dogs?
Yeah, they have pet dogs.
What?
What?
What? I didn't know that.
Yeah, listen, in most of the places where they eat dogs, they're eating them for more of a ceremonial thing, because it's like an old school thing that they would eat a long time ago.
They eat so many dogs. You could never convince Americans that we should have a holiday where we eat dogs because we love dogs that much. They must not love dogs as much as us, is all I'm saying.
I don't know, man. They seem to love dogs pets, pretty good, man.
Okay, alright.
They seem to love dogs pretty good, man.
Fuck, I'm more American than I thought. Damn. I got a golden retriever.
Jim Cornette cut a promo on this
golden retriever, but that sounds like an American dog to me. He said what? Jim Cornette?
He cut a promo on this once.
On what?
On dog eating. He said he went a little further than I did. I just say we shouldn't eat dogs. He said we should nuke places, and Jim Cornette is not the best reservoir of fucking opinions in the world.
Yeah. Well,
I was just saying I don't want to be affiliated with that. I'm not saying we should do anything violent to anybody. I'm just saying we should all call for the ending of that practice.
God, dude. You know what?
Nobody is like saying that we shouldn't protest like female circumcision in Africa, you know. But people are like, listen, dog eating is just a part of these people's culture. Yeah. You have to let this happen.
Yeah.
Even though it's inhumane and they trust you and they love you implicitly and that there's no way.
Can a cow not trust and, like, I don't know about love. I don't even know if a dog can love.
Yeah, a dog loves you 100%.
But I have that conflict all the time because I love my dogs and I hope my dogs love me. But I also wonder sometimes if I'm just a dumb human and I'm trying to humanize this animal and like its feelings.
I guarantee you that we did not domesticate dogs by going out into the wild and tricking a dog into our den. I guarantee you that dogs chose to kind of come and be with us
for mutual benefit for them as well. But you know, food and what was that? Was that a blast in the background?
That was a blast.
We're far past 4th of July, dude. Shit, put up the fucking firework. It could have been a gun. Somebody could have died. R.I.P. if they did.
It could have been an atomic blast 90 miles away.
It could have been.
We could be waiting for the world to end right now.
Whoa, dude, that would be awesome. A shockwave. Oh my God, I kind of just got off a little bit mentally thinking about me watching you disintegrate.
I'm glad you didn't mean physically. I mean,
like me thinking of a wave just coming over this room and just.
It would have already been here. It travels at the speed of light.
You wouldn't even know it happened, really, would you?
No.
You'd be dead before you.
If you're gonna get blasted by a nuke, then you get blasted by a nuke.
Yeah. Yeah, it just kind of happens immediately.
It travels all the radiation travels out at the speed of light.
But is there like a point where it tapers off, or does it just like immediately?
There's a fireball right around the bomb that you might get hit with. There's a blast wave that you might get, like you might feel like, oh, like you might get a shock wave.
Didn't with Hiroshima and Nagasaki, like they literally left people's shadows imprinted into the ground? I wish I knew the science behind that.
That's because it moves at the speed of light. It was burning everything around them, but not anything behind them because they were blocking that radiation. They were taking that radiation, and so that left an imprint of that shadow.
At that immediate...
Just for the amount of resistance that they were. That's what their shadow was. That was that radiation taking out their entire body on its way out. Wow. We unlocked that.
Einstein, you fucked up, bro.
No, he didn't fuck up. People think he made the atomic bomb. He unlocked the key to the atom. And we chose what to do with it. We could have used it for energy. And if we use thorium, it doesn't even use like a whole lot of radioactive waste or anything. Like it makes these really easy to dispose of pellets that aren't very radioactive. And the reason why we don't use that, I don't know. I think it's because nuclear has a bad name.
We destroyed whole areas forever.
Oh, dude, I wrote a paper on Harry Truman and how he should have been a war criminal.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Honestly, it's disturbing.
The first rule of that is that you have to cause wanton destruction, and wanton destruction to me says that civilian casualties outnumber fucking military casualties by a significant amount, and there were hundreds of thousands of civilian casualties, and there were only 10,000 or 16,000 military casualties.
How many Americans died in 9/11?
3,000.
3,000. And I'm not going to try to compare those things. But just think about that. I mean,
those were all civilian deaths. There might have been somebody in the Pentagon who was in the military.
can you imagine if instead of that, they instead dropped bombs on America and killed 100,000 or hundreds of thousands of innocent people? I mean, it really is disturbing.
Yeah.
But I also think there's something to, nobody had really done it yet and didn't know how powerful that would be, to think of taking that many people's lives all at once. I mean, it's unexcusable that he did it to civilians, but I just don't think he quite understood how powerful that bomb was. I don't think you can until you drop it for the first time.
Anybody that drops a major bomb into like a civilian area, that's
shouldn't drop it. You shouldn't even throw it.
They didn't drop it on military bases. They dropped it on cities.
Yeah.
They did it it was a message.
Yeah.
And it was fucking Harry Truman pulling his dick out and waving it at Joseph Stalin is what it was. He was saying, we got the bomb, you don't got it. And then they got it almost immediately after that, and there was a Cold War, and we were just trying to... and that's what the space race was about. People talk about the space race like it was about getting to the moon. It wasn't about getting to the moon, it was about getting the fastest rockets. So that you could have first response. You could go ahead and do first strike. Like, oh, somebody's launching missiles. We have intel that they're launching missiles. Okay, go ahead and strike them before they even do it.
Apparently...
And we realized how fast we could get, and we were like, oh, it's just mutually assured destruction. Yeah. It's if we go down, we all go down.
Yeah.
And that's why the nuke became worthless.
It's so interesting, man, how there's so many things about learning the Earth, learning about our world that are pushed forward by negative things. Like how we were talking earlier, Nazis were the foundation of NASA, really. Mm-hmm. And also...
Well, definitely that one guy, what's his name?
Can't remember.
Warner von Braun? No, that's not him. Is it?
What? Isn't that I thought that was like an old gangster dude. Like a old gangster, like 50s mobster.
That famous German mafia.
But
no, that's not it at all, though.
And also to think that space, getting to the moon, and all these wonderful things that I'm so fascinated with are advanced because of the need to have better weaponry.
Well, the only thing that advances anything in this society is the need for better weaponry.
Yeah. Somehow, though,
innovations that really help your standard of living, they come in waves as we think of them, right? But the toilet, indoor plumbing, stuff like that, that was all developed over time because we got better at that because it helped everybody.
Yeah.
But the majority of your technological innovation that seems to where is this coming from? This is coming out of nowhere. It's because it's in some way military technology. Most of the technology that's in that iPhone right there is actually just military patents.
Those were two big booms.
Yeah, no, it's fireworks.
Yeah, has to be. Or the government's finally coming for us, man. They're coming at us with drones.
I've felt that for a long time.
They dropped a couple of bombs. This is the real shockwaves. That was just the one earlier, that boom. That was just
that was it taking off.
Yeah.
In Russia.
Yeah.
And we heard it all the way over here.
Wow, that's a big bomb, dude.
That's how it made it over here so quick.
Yeah. What if it just knocked us into an alternate universe, though?
It does. That's why we're still alive.
Oh. Huh. Well, that's pretty wonderful.
That's called quantum immortality.
We never even know, though, if we enter into
No, we never know.
New
exactly.
Universe.
That's why every time you twitch on the road and you come back into your lane, that's because you just died in another universe and you didn't know it.
Damn. Yeah, I think about that sometimes. There's just a universe where this building collapses on top of us right now and we die.
No, I don't believe in any of that.
Oh.
I don't believe in any of that.
You don't believe in no alternate universe. Every little thing has every little variable. There's another universe where just that variable is tweaked. You don't believe that?
No. Because, I'll tell you why. Okay. Is because I agree with Eric Weinstein's interpretation that in classical mechanics, when you ask a bad question, you don't get an answer. But that in quantum mechanics, for some reason, you do get an answer. And what he's saying is, and he described it with a wave. He said, so if I'm asking you, if I drop a pebble in the water and there's a wave that goes out from that, and I ask you at what point is that wave focused, you would say, well, what do you mean the wave is the wave? But in quantum physics, you would get an answer. You would be like, it's at this point.
Yeah.
And it's probabilistic where it would be centered.
It's so hard for me to comprehend how you would find a mathematic answer in so many different things in the universe. Like, to the point where there are people like him who are making all of these points about the universe with math equations, about alternate dimensions. Is that right? Is he saying that alternate dimensions are a thing or no?
What do you mean alternate dimensions?
As in, like what I was saying a minute ago, like
parallel universes. No.
You don't believe that?
That's called multiverse theory.
Yeah,
that's that there are multiple universes, and parallel dimensions is not really the way to think about it. A dimension is not like a place you can go.
Yeah.
A dimension is a fold of reality. So you have it's really hard to explain what a dimension is, because a dimension is how you would describe a measurement based on what dimension you're measuring on.
Does it kind of assume that the universe and time are linear?
No, a dimension. Okay, you remember in art how you have one dimension and that's a line, basically. There's one plane that it exists on, and that's one dimension. Mm-hmm. And then you have two-dimensional, and that has length and width. So you can have either length or width along one dimension, but if you have length and width, you have a two-dimensional object.
Yeah.
And then if you have length, width, and height,
it's like a 3D object.
Length, width, and depth. It's a three-dimensional object like you or me.
Like 3D fucking Spy Kids or 3D Shrek, dude. I had the DVD.
But then there's
with 3D Shrek glasses in it. It was a 3D version of Shrek. Continue. Sorry.
But then there's another dimension, which is that you move along the manifold of space-time, and that's called linear progression or time. And so that's the fourth dimension. And so you have a dimension of time that you move through, you exist in, whether or not you want to include that as a dimension. And what Eric Weinstein is saying is that there are multiple dimensions. Dimension is not a place you can go, though. Dimension is, and they're mostly you can't there's nothing you can do with that. Mm-hmm. There's nothing you can do with any of that information, but they're there. And that you're in a whole universe, that you have this area where you can be in, he calls it the observerse, and that's where we are right now. We're in this room, we're in the observerse. Mm-hmm. And we're trying to explain our experience with these terms that are inadequate to describe what's actually going on. But even if we understood what was going on, we would still only have to understand the observerse, essentially, because that's all we can really affect, as far as we know.
For me, I mean, I don't know if this is exactly I don't know if what I'm gonna say directly relates to what he's proposing. I don't know if it's the exact thing, but the way I feel about it is almost like scale. And I've said this a billion times probably, but I just think about like germs, bacteria, all these little things in our body, or like the water bear that is this little minuscule creature that exists in dewdrops. Mm-hmm. Like all of those things, I feel like
they're called. What are they called? They have a name.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Something tardigrade or something like
tardigrade.
Tardigrade, yeah.
Tardigrade. Troglodyte is a fucking chimp. Troglodyte, Pantroglodytis. That's a chimp.
But
when people use troglodyte, do you know what it meant?
No.
Primitive man. Essentially, troglodyte is like a caveman, essentially.
Yeah.
And Pantroglodytis is because that's our ancestor. We came from essentially something that was like a chimp.
Yeah.
And then our species diverged in some way.
Well, there you go. And then, but I see.
But yeah, the diversity of it.
Yeah, those small things have no concept really of us, and it really is like they are in a different dimension than humans. Like I feel like they can't even conceive what we are. They're just doing their own thing in their own universe, just like we're working our jobs that they can't comprehend. But I'm saying, like, what is it above us? You know, that's that other dimension, kind of. What is it that we are so small in the scale of?
But even if that exists,
it's inconceivable to even understand it.
But what he's saying is, even if that exists, that's not another dimension. That's just something that exists in that same dimension that's on a different scale.
Yeah.
So, like a bacteria. Like atoms exist, they're real. Mm-hmm. They're a real thing.
Yeah.
That's a quantifiable molecule.
Yeah.
And so, to a bacterium, maybe those are bigger than they are to us, but they're still infinitesimally small. And so, a bacterium can never interact with an atom, and we can never interact with a bacterium in any direct way. Yeah. And the same thing with anything that's bigger than us.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. That's incredible.
So if you exist in some reality like that, you're probably in a giant's thumbnail. Yeah. Just like all those stoners thought when you were a college student that one time in your fantasy that you had.
And you smoked that bad weed outside of the college, the community
and then
college.
You threw it in the fucking yard because that bitch ripped you off. And it was fucking shake.
It was fucking shake. What? Oh. Okay.
Shake, that bad weed that you can't get high, you get a headache off of it. It's just hemp. It's like hemp and leaves.
Or actually, I didn't mean bad. Did I say bad? I meant bad, like real bad, like fake bad. Like, not shake, but fake. You know what I'm saying? Some of those.
Oh, no, fuck that fake.
Horrible, bad trip inducing.
Bad trip. Fuck that shit.
I've never had any experience with that.
I have. I got drugged one time.
Yeah.
Somebody was like, I was at college one time, and somebody was like, you want to smoke a joint? And I was like, hell yeah, man. And I smoked a joint with him, and I took 2 puffs off of it, and I was really stoned for 2 puffs off of a joint, like almost immediately.
Oh, fuck.
And then they were talking about it, and they started talking about how it was legal from Indiana, and I was like, they don't have any legal weed. And then they started talking about, they started talking about how there was there was like it was like not real weed, that it was like an imitation of weed, like a spice kind of thing.
Yeah, spice.
And I was like, so that's not real weed? And he was like, no, man, it's legal. And I said, you should have told me. Oh. And he babysat me for the next like 3 hours while my heart went 135 beats per minute every fucking minute for that 3 hours. I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I was seeing shapes in the concrete from like my childhood. I went to a different fucking reality.
That sentence should tell it all. I was seeing shapes in the ground from my childhood. That's a fucking abstract, like, thought if I've ever heard one.
That's how I put it into context whenever it was happening to me.
And somehow that was emotional.
Made sense.
Yeah.
It was very emotional.
Shapes from your childhood in the ground was immensely emotional.
No, if I could do it every day and never have a bad side effect from it, I would, because it was insane. But I did it that one time, and I was like, fuck that evil shit.
Yeah. That's not something you want to do just unprepared. Like, you don't just slip somebody.
Yeah, it's not something you want to do, period. That's like methamphetamine. That stuff is. That's like, it hits all the reward centers, and it makes you feel like Jesus, and you want to just give in to it and let it take you over forever.
I mean, it's similar to like the craze fucking of bath salts. You know,
it's almost exactly the same shit.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so that's not weed. I don't know why it's even called fake weed.
Because I guess it gives some people a high similar to that. I don't know.
Synthetic marijuana is usually what it's called, right?
Synthetic.
Yeah, but it's not marijuana at all. It's something totally different.
But you can pass a drug test.
Yeah, but you don't.
But all you gotta do pass the drug test.
Oh yeah,
And
that's
then
all
you
that
got your
matters in
job.
life, right? Yeah.
You got your job down there at the
Yeah.
gas station.
You fucking
You passed your drug test.
Yeah, you smoke spice at the fucking gas station and trip balls while people buy milk, douchebag.
In most places, even if weed is illegal, if you take a drug test and all that comes up is weed, the person who's administering the drug test is just going to be like, yeah, okay, and throw it in the trash.
Gunner, you just eased the mind of so many people worried about failing their drug test.
And if
right
you're
now.
failing
but let
it,
me fuck,
and if you're
let me
failing
fuck
it
your
for a
life
job
up.
interview,
Listen, let me fuck your life up for a second and tell you that they probably won't hire you, bro. I'm sorry. Don't smoke the weed.
Yeah,
don't do it, man.
They
You're
might
trying to
not.
get the job.
they might not, but I got hired one time. But let me tell you something, though.
You did?
But it's different, yeah. But it's different, though. But it's different though if you're one of those people who has the job already and they're drug testing you, because then whatever comes up is being inspected by like an insurance guy. But like if you're just getting the job, if you're in the interview, even if you fail the drug test and they go like, go home, then it doesn't go on your permanent record that you fucking failed the drug test. They don't call the police and send you to jail.
But it could harm if any other job ever calls that job for reference and they find out.
Not if you didn't get hired. Why would they call them if you didn't get hired?
That's true. You don't have to put it down on
Exactly.
the resume.
Yeah, it don't go down. There ain't no worries for that. So if you think you're clean enough to go and get piss tested, don't be so anxious about it. If you fail the piss test, the worst thing that can happen to you is they'll send you home and they won't give you the job.
Yeah.
And there are other
but you don't
jobs
want
out
that
there.
to happen. But you don't want that to happen if you want the job.
No, but if you need the job, you better go out there and fucking apply, by God.
Yeah. Yeah, go apply. Go work and be a waiter at Applebee's. And fucking...
And they'll let you too.
Hey, Random Hero was a waiter at Applebee's, and he's doing great.
I would have done that if it had been not going into the shitter whenever it happened to be of age.
What? Oh, you would have been a waiter at Applebee's?
Yeah, I would have been that dude at the thing that does the thing.
I kind of always wanted to secretly be a waiter, but then I got a job as a host at a restaurant, but I still didn't scratch my waiter itch. It's but I enjoy that. I think
I also kind of wanted to be a waiter.
Yeah.
I wanted to really what I wanted to do is like what Gordon Ramsay does and manage a kitchen. And
so you're just gonna be a waiter, it's just so you can work your way up the chain and eventually be the Gordon Ramsay of that restaurant, the Gordon Ramsay of Applebee's, dude.
I just want to tell people what the fucking orders are.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure that they go to the right tables.
You want to go back there? Oh my God, dude! I want to.
Because I feel like everybody's so shitty about getting shit out to the people in every restaurant, and I'm like, I can do better than these fucks.
Raw chicken, man. What if they bring out raw chicken? You gonna
If they bring out raw chicken, they send it back. I'm gonna go tell those cooks to fucking stop doing meth and take the fucking needle out of their eyes.
Take the needle out of your eyes. Or you could have been ass, actually. I don't know what you said.
Eyes.
I'm gonna assume ass.
Eyes.
I like that better.
Ass is better.
They're just cooks in Applebee's, like
taking steroids up the ass.
Yeah, in the back. Yeah, while they make your eggs with the other hand.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know why they're making eggs at Applebee's.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Oh man, I get the egg cheeseburger, dude. Fuck.
I get the quesadilla burger, man.
Ooh, quesadilla burger's pretty good. Yeah.
It's fucking weird, man. I like it.
Yeah, it's like just everything on a hamburger plus like some spice, and instead of
like
buns,
pico de gallo.
Yeah, and instead of buns, it's like quesadilla or tortilla, like fried or something. It's hella good, dude.
It's fucking great.
Oh my God.
I don't know how more fucking restaurants haven't figured it out. And I don't know why Applebee's hasn't figured out that you shouldn't cut it in half yet.
Yeah, because everything slides off. Is that the problem? But, it is hard to eat a big-ass burger sometimes. I cut my burgers in half every now and then. Sometimes they have slidey ingredients, and sometimes they don't.
But they cut all their burgers in half, and I think that that's the one that they should stop doing it to.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, if there was any to stop doing it to, that would be it. Because then it would be like a crunch wrap from fucking,
That's what you want your food compared to. It's a crunch wrap from Taco Bell.
That's what you want your Applebee's burger, man, is a crunch wrap from Taco Bell.
Do you feel like Mitch McConnell thinks that Applebee's is fine dining?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God, dude.
Let's go to the Applebee's.
I watched this dude on YouTube talk about this poor lady who became trashed on the internet. She's like this little old lady, and she reviewed local restaurants and their town. This is a little town, and she wrote in like a newspaper or something, and talked about all the local restaurants, and they got a Red Lobster there. And so she went there, and she gave a really good review of Red Lobster. And everybody on the internet was like, bitch, you uncultured swine, you think Red Lobster is good dining? It's like, hey man, we can just enjoy a Red Lobster. Come on.
I don't understand where people get off thinking that everybody can afford better than Red Lobster. That's what bothers me with all this virtue signaling going on.
I mean,
you
listen,
would think that they wouldn't be as snobby as they are.
I'm not saying there aren't better restaurants than Red Lobster or Applebee's, but you know what? Sometimes a Red Robin, an Applebee. I've never ate at a Red Robin.
I thought you were going to say Red Lobster.
Red Lobster, yeah. But you know what? Those restaurants ain't that bad. In fact, I fucking love Cracker Barrel. I could eat it because I'm a cracker, I guess. But Cracker Barrel is like
It is a barrel full of crackers. It really is.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I've seen one black person in a Cracker Barrel ever.
But you know what?
They were working.
I think there need to be a wide variety of races in the Cracker Barrel because it's damn good food, and I think it's pretty good representation.
I think we should all leave the Cracker Barrel behind.
What? You don't like Cracker Barrel?
I think there needs to be a new Southern restaurant takeover. I think they've dulled down the culture so much.
What? Should there be a Rebel Flag restaurant? It's just called the Rebels Restaurant. It's like fucking bulls in there you can ride, and it's got...
I mean, that sounds like fun.
The General Lee's motor constantly revving up. I want to sit next to the revving up motor. That's what they do every single time somebody puts an order in. Every time in the restaurant. It never stops going off. It's in like Tennessee, of course, like Gatlinburg, where people would, take pictures with the extremely obnoxious General Lee.
It's called the Dixie Stampede.
God, yeah. It smells like horse shit in that building.
That's because there's horses.
Food. Yeah. Yeah, but they do have they give you, it's like a show, right? It's like almost like a circus show.
It's a Civil War reenactment kind of. And they'd say it's like a friendly battle between the North and the South.
Yeah. But don't they also, they have the Hatfield and McCoy in Tennessee as well. And that's like based off of that dueling family.
Why is that in Tennessee?
I don't know, dude.
That pisses me off. West Virginia and Kentucky are where that happened.
Well, you know what? Tennessee gets to build off of all of its surrounding greatness.
Tennessee can suck a big fat dick. I hate Tennessee. And if you're listening to this from Tennessee, well, thank you. But I hate your state, and I hope that it dies.
Well, the thing with me is I think I'm disengaged from it at this point because we went to Tennessee so much when I was little, and I think most people from this area, like Kentucky or West Virginia,
was the third largest weed exporter in the world. In the United States, Kentucky was the fucking third largest weed exporter. Do you know which ones were ahead of us?
Where has that got us? Do you know which
ones were ahead of us? What? California, which I can understand, and fucking Tennessee. Fuck Tennessee.
We gotta conquer them, dude. We gotta burn Tennessee. Oh, Tennessee did burn down like last year. That's not a nice thing to say.
Well, then it's halfway done for us. We gotta go in and finish the job.
Who's gonna do it, dude? Who is gonna be the one who ignites the flame? The one Kentuckian who was the hero?
I say we re-elect Daniel Boone. We didn't ever elect him, but we should just re-elect him.
Gunboi, you're right, because my instinctual answer was Daniel Boone in my head. I swear. So Daniel Boone,
either that or Hal Rogers.
Flame, dude. Ignite the flame.
Either that or Hal Rogers.
He just made the Parkway. I don't know anything else about him.
It was the Daniel Boone Parkway, but he's our congressman, and we like him, so we named it after him instead. He's a much more influential Kentuckian, I guess.
Ugh. What did Daniel Boone even do?
He fucking cut through and came in here through the Cumberland Gap.
And why?
To conquer, not to conquer
To have
Kentucky,
sex with
to
Pocahontas?
No, to cut down some fucking trees and make a settlement for some poor people.
Huh. Sounds like a pretty good old boy to me.
He was a poor old boy. He wore a pot on his head a lot of the
I feel like
time.
we need to represent the poor old boys a little more, man. Shit. Fuck Hal Rogers. I mean, not fuck Hal Rogers completely, but, you know.
I met the guy.
Give credit to Daniel Boone, who did the nitty-gritty work, the backbone of society, yo. That's the way I'm feeling.
I feel you. Abe Lincoln's here, too.
Oh, my God. We've been going 54 minutes.
Abe Lincoln's here, too, man.
Abe Lincoln is here, man. He's
we made the Lincoln. We made the Davis. We made Jefferson Davis, too.
Wait a minute. Why don't we get the Lincoln Memorial, man? We should get a Lincoln Memorial in this state.
Dude, why is fucking Illinois the fucking land of Lincoln?
I don't know.
He practiced law up there so they get to claim him for his entire fucking life.
All of these states are stealing from us, dude.
Dude,
California stole Johnny Depp. Yes! Yes!
He did.
That's wrong. That's wrong. We're taking back all of our Kentucky shit, dude. Sturgill Simpson, please come back.
Fried chicken.
Fried chicken. Fried chicken. Fuck.
We had it good. We had it good, and then
it's just KFC now. It's just KFC. Not even.
Life tastes better with KFC, I guess, than Kentucky Fried Chicken. I guess they hate us now. You ever think about that?
We're gonna be the goddamn Daniel Boone.
We're gonna be Daniel Boone.
Braincake, Daniel Boone.
Braincake, Daniel Boone, 2019. Fuck. I fucked it up. I fucked it up. 28 tween. 28 tween.
I would rather pretend 2020 never happened and we can just start at 2019.
I can't say 2020.
Because it doesn't exist, really. It's too terrible of a year. It can't exist in humanity. We have to erase it.
Oh, man. It's been the worst year ever. Let's kick it off with a bang. We had 3 of them on this podcast. Or 4. How many fireworks went off?
3, I think.
Too many.
Yeah, too many fireworks or gunshots. I don't know.
It's July the 15th. It's too late.
Yeah.
18th? What the fuck day is it?
It is the 19th of July, 2020.
At 3:58 in the morning.
Fuck.
So, folks, I hope your brain is baked and your cake is boiled. Have a day.
Have a great day.
I wouldn't take it that far.
Sorry.
Good night.